Okay, so this is part two of the DJ Bagpuss Show. Hope you are enjoying the episode. This is episode two, remember, and don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy and subscribe as well. So we're going to be talking about part two, which is going to be all about Clubland. Now, this is a genre that I particularly love. Now, I said in the opening episode of the DJ Bagpuss Show, my love for music, that I like lots of different things, and that is true. I like lots of different music. I'm kind of very broad. There is a lot that I like, but there are a few genres that I very much like. That not genres that define me, but genres that I listen to quite a lot, over and over and over again. And Clubland certainly is that genre that I really do love. And I said in the first one of my favourite tracks of all time is the Groove Josh Project Infinity. And that's a Clubland track, so probably gave away what I love so much. But I thought it'd be interesting today to talk to you about how the genre began, about how it took off in the UK, how I got into it, the characteristics of the genre, why I love the genre so much, and talking about just recommended Clubland artists and telling you. I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video to a Clubland channel and a couple of Clubland tracks. So if you are curious to find out what Clubland is, click on the links in the description and it will take you to some Clubland demo to talk about. Also remember, I have the best of DJ Bagpuss and there is a lot of Clubland tracks in that playlist also on my channel if you are curious and want to check out what it is all about. So Clubland really is dance music, but it is quite broad as dance music. Now, in the early 90s, nightclubbing was a huge thing in the UK. Like, people loved to go clubbing. The 90s were the clubbing atmosphere, and there was a real buzz and a hype. Just like there's a buzz and a hype around like Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat these days. In the 90s, it was all about clubbing and going out and experiencing what Clubland is about and having that, feeling in your belly of the nightclub scene. And Clubland kind of took off in that way, and it's literally dance music, but Clubland is based with lots of various different artists, so it isn't just one artist defines the genre. It has so many, and the problem in the 90s was that DJs had a whole collection of Clubland tracks. They would play it and people would absolutely love them. They would idolise over these, but the problem people were having is that they couldn't find like a Clubland album because there was such a broad variety of artists. You would have to literally find that individual artist that you'd like, go to find their CD and see if that one track that you like is on there. And people had to do that all throughout the 90s and into the early 2000s. What people really wanted was basically like what we get with now that's what I call music, a compilation of various different artists on one track. And that really is how Clubland started. Now, in 2002, Matt Camden, who created Clubland in the UK, saw this. He saw that people who wanted to listen to various different artists on one CD needed a home. These artists would play tracks that are very similar to each other and are very kind of, are close to each other in the family, in the way that they play, in the way that they make people feel. It was very, very similar. So he thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create Clubland. And he created the brand mark, which is Clubland. And since he created that, Clubland has gone on to release 28 albums and have 4 live tours in the UK. Overseas, in the US, Clubland took off in such a big way. You have Clubland parties in, Las Vegas, in Venice, in New York. It took the world by storm, and it was thanks to Matt Camden and his team that created it. They've created a channel called Clubland Live, which has a 24-hour service of just Clubland tracks. They've released albums. You can get Clubland on Spotify, and it's blown up. Now, it is basically dance music, and I know a lot about this because I recently, for my music technology course, did a dissertation all about Clubland, and the question that I was posed to is, how did Clubland change the way people view dance music over the years? So I know quite a lot about the genre, but it's one of those where it should make you feel happy, it should uplift you, it's meant to want you dance, it can have very uplifting vocals, so the choruses can be bright. It's quite repetitive. If you like repetitive music, Clubland certainly has that repetitive feel for it. It's meant to be bright, it's meant to give you that kind of feeling of making you want to dance and make you feel like you're ready and willing to go and share dancing. If you're in a dark place, it should bring you up to a light place. It should make you feel amazing. An example, the song Heaven, which is was a really sad track. It was used at the height of 9/11 at Twin Towers. It was used as a memorial track, and DJ Sammy turned it into a Clubland track and uplifted it to make people want to dance for it. And it actually makes you feel very uplifted in yourself. But you wouldn't dance that track if it wasn't Clubland. But the aesthetics of it made people want to dance. So that's what Clubland could do. It can uplift you, and its characteristics on tracks are very, very similar. The question you'll probably ask yourself is, how did I get into the genre of Clubland? How did I, get into why the genre was so good? And the reason I got into the genre was because of my family. And I spoke about in the opening episode of the DJ Bagpuss Show how my family and my sisters inspired me and kind of made me get into some certain aspects of music. When I was younger, I remember my sisters were hardcore Clubland fans, and we used to have the ultimate Clubland track in the car, so we used to listen to it all the time. And I remember being about 6 or 7 and really loving the track. I would sing along to it, I would dance when my voice was about 10 octaves higher than what it is now, and I would dance and sing to it and really enjoy what the track was about and really have that apathy feeling. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and it was something that I loved for about 3 or 4 years. Clubland to me was the track that really made me feel something that music hadn't made me feel. And as I said, my passion for music came a lot later in life. I used to listen to Clubland all the time, over and over again. And surprisingly, when I got to about 9, I didn't listen to Clubland for about 5 or 6 years. Again, when my passion for music started and when I wanted to really start to get into music and listen to it every single day, Clubland came up. I don't know how I got back into it. I think I was at bowling with my friends and a Clubland track came on, and I turned to them and I said, I haven't heard this track in years, it's absolutely amazing. And I then YouTubed it when I got home, the track, and then found a Clubland playlist that you can find on Spotify. If you go on Spotify, and if you've got the app, just type in Clubland and you will get like a mega mix of Clubland, like 50 tracks. So that's how I kind of got back into it when I was older, and that was when I was about... I was in year 11, so I think it was about 15, 16, 2 years ago. So about 15 or 16 when I got back into Clubland and why I loved it so much. And since then, I've been listening to it non-stop, like over and over and over and over and over again. And it is amazing. Now, Infinity is a track, as I said in the opening episode, you should check out if you're interested. You've got... What other tracks have you got that are really good? Scooter, which had the Logical song. You've got Cascader, Every Time We Touch, Evacuate the Dance Floor, What Hurts the Most, Every Time We Touch is probably her most well-known track. You've got a little bit of Lascio, which is something. That was a song that came on at bowling, which I really, really love. There's such a variety. You've got Swedish House Mafia, and Clubland now has kind of ascended into more of the dance music type of thing. It's much about dance music as it is Clubland, because the Clubland scene kind of died down once we got into like 2010 to 16, 17. And sorry, there's a band recording outside. It keeps I get a glimpse in my eye every time. But it was really all about that, and it's kind of changed into dance music. It's kind of changed into something which people resemble. Like Ministry of Sound has all dance music, and Clubland dance music are very similar to each other, and it's just a variation of dance music and a variation of different kind of dance music tracks, if that makes sense. So Clubland for me is something that I love to talk about because I'm passionate about it and I know quite a lot about it. You can check out Clubland live, you can check out playlists on Spotify, on YouTube, and Clubland has changed in its characteristics because, as I said in the opening episode, music never fades. It just changes to match the place where we are in time now. It changes to a generation, to accompany that generation. So Clubland has changed, but definitely go and check. 90s Clubland music is actually beautiful. Like, it's seriously beautiful. And there are still some good Clubland tracks now, but certainly 90s Clubland is one of the best, if not the best era of dance music. 90s dance music was in itself amazing. You've got like Mojo, Lady Hear Me Tonight, you've got Stardust, The Music Sounds Better With You. You've got so many different pieces of dance music which are absolutely incredible. So that is part 2. That is talking about Clubland. Hopefully I've given you guys a bit more knowledge and insight into the genre. You can check it out online if you're interested. I'll leave links to that in the description. That is part 2 done. Let's get on to part 3 of the DJ Bagpuss Show episode 2. We're going to be talking about the remix and trap YouTube saga and talking all about that. So let's get on to part 3.